Hello everyone. So in the previous session we have learned about the classification of business activities. As we know, business activities are classified into two broad categories, that is industry and commerce. So we have learned about the industry. Now in this session we will learn about the next category, that is commerce. Now what is commerce? Commerce refers to all those activities which help directly or indirectly in the distribution of goods and services to the consumer. So commerce क्या है? See, we know that goods are produced in an industry. Okay. Now what's next? These goods are to be distributed to the consumer. So how these goods can be distributed to consumer? Through commerce. We can say commerce provides the necessary link between producers and consumers. As goods are produced at one place and consumers are scattered at different places, so commerce helps in distribution of goods to the ultimate consumer. Now we will discuss some functions of commerce. So the first function is commerce helps in removing the hindrance of person. See, as we know, a large variety of goods are produced by the producers, and for whom these goods are produced? These goods are produced for consumers. So there is no direct relation between the producer and consumer, as the producer cannot distribute the goods directly to the consumer. So this problem can be solved by trade segment of commerce, as trade segment of commerce creates a link between producer and seller. And what does trade means? Trade helps in exchange of goods and services from producers to consumers. So hindrance of person can be removed by trade segment. Now the next function is commerce helps in removing the hindrance of place. Okay, see, as we know, goods are produced at one place and the consumers are scattered in different corners of the country. So there is a place gap between the producer and the consumer, and this place gap is removed by transport segment of commerce. What is transport? Transport means movement of goods from the place of production to the markets to which the customers are easily accessed. Okay. So the hindrance of place can be removed by transport segment of commerce. Now the next function is commerce helps in removing the hindrance of time. As some goods are produced in a particular season but are demanded throughout the year, for example wheat, rice, pulses, etc. On the other hand, some goods are produced throughout the year but are demanded in a particular season. So there is a time gap between the production and consumption. As goods needs to be kept safe and fresh during this time gap, warehousing segment of commerce helps in removing the problem of time gap. As warehouse, what does warehousing means? Warehousing means when the goods can be kept safely in a warehouse till they are demanded in the market. And there are various types of warehouses according to the requirement of goods. For example, perishable goods are kept in cold storage houses, inflammable goods are kept in fireproof warehouses, etc. Next is commerce helps in removing the hindrance of exchange. See, the goods are produced by the manufacturer and these goods are sold to the buyer in the exchange of money. So the common medium of exchange is circulated by banking branch of commerce. The banks helps the buyers and sellers in making and collecting the payments. Moving on to the next function of commerce, that is commerce helps in removing the hindrance of risk. Now, as we know, the businessman has to face various types of risk. So the insurance branch of commerce helps in removing the hindrance of risk by providing protection and compensation to the insured. And the common types of risk covered by an insurance company are damage of goods during transit, storage, damage of goods by fire, flood, rain, etc. And the last function of commerce is commerce helps in removing the hindrance of knowledge. Generally, the consumer are unaware about the new goods produced by the manufacturer. Why? Because there is no direct communication between the manufacturer and the consumer. So the advertisement branch of commerce helps in removing the hindrance of knowledge by spreading the awareness about the new products and their utility. So hindrance of knowledge is removed by advertisement branch of commerce. Now we will discuss about the classification of commerce. So commerce is classified into two broad categories, that is trade and aids to trade. Trade are further classified into two categories, that is internal trade and external trade. Internal trade includes wholesale trade and retail trade, and external trade includes export, import and interport. Next category is aids to trade. Aids to trade includes transportation and communication, banking and finance, insurance, warehousing and advertisement. And we have already learned these aids to trades in tertiary sector. Now we will first discuss about the trade. As we know, trade means buying and selling of goods and services. And we have also learned that the trade segment of commerce brings together the manufacturer and the consumer. How? As is it acts as a link between the manufacturer and consumer. As trade is also further classified into internal trade and external trade, so we will first discuss about the internal trade. Now what is internal trade? Internal trade means buying and selling of goods or services within the geographical boundaries of a country and in home currency only. मतलब जब गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज का एक्सचेंज एक कंट्री के अंदर ही होता है, जोग्राफिकल बाउंड्री के अंदर ही होता है और होम करेंसी में होता है, दैट इज इंटरनल ट्रेड. एंड दैट इज व्हाई इट इज आल्सो नोन एज home trade. Now internal trade includes wholesale trade and retail trade. So what is wholesale trade? Wholesale trade refers to the buying and selling of goods and services in large quantity. In wholesale trade, the wholesaler buys goods directly from the manufacturer and sell these goods to the retailer. Wholesale trade में क्या होता है? जो होलसेलर होता है वो मैन्युफैक्चरर से डायरेक्टली गुड्स खरीदता है और किसको देता है, किसको बेचता है? रिटेलर को बेचता है. एंड द होलसेलर मेंटेन्स अ लार्ज स्टॉक. ही बाइज गुड्स फॉर कैश फ्रॉम द मैन्युफैक्चरर एंड सेल्स ऑन क्रेडिट टू द रिटेलर. मैन्युफैक्चरर से कैश में गुड्स खरीदता है और रिटेलर को क्रेडिट में गुड्स बेचता है. नेक्स्ट इज रिटेल ट्रेड. नाउ व्हाट इज रिटेल ट्रेड? It refers to the buying and selling of goods and services in small quantity. Now, the retailer buys goods from the wholesaler and sell these goods to the ultimate consumer. अब retailer क्या करता है? Retailer ये goods किससे खरीदता है? Wholesaler से खरीदता है और किसको बेचता है? Ultimate consumer को. Next is external trade. Now, what does external trade means? It refers to buying and selling of goods and services beyond the geographical limits of the country. Or we can say when the trade between two or more countries takes place, then it is known as external trade. जब goods and services का exchange होता है between two or more countries, then it is known as external trade. Also in external trade, market is very wide and it involves the completion of various rules and regulation such as licensing, custom clearance, etc. जब दो या दो से ज़्यादा कंट्रीज़ के बीच में गुड्स का एक्सचेंज होता है तो वहाँ पे कुछ रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस भी लगाया जाता है, जैसे कस्टम क्लियरेंस है, लाइसेंसिंग है, एक्सेट्रा. एक्सटर्नल ट्रेड इंक्लूड एक्सपोर्ट, import and interport. So what is export? Export refers to the sale of goods to a foreign country, and the developing countries like India encourage export as it results in increasing the foreign reserve. For example, if India sells its goods and services to USA, then this is an example of export trade. Next is import. Now what does import means? Import refers to buying of goods from foreign countries. For example, if India buys goods and services from USA, then it is an example of import trade. Last is entrepot. Now what is entrepot? It means import of goods for the purpose of export. See, in entrepot, the goods are purchased from a foreign country but not for the consumption in home country but for selling these goods to some other foreign country. That is entrepot. For example, if India buys the goods from USA and sell these goods to the Bangladesh, so this is an example of entrepot. Next topic is business risk. Now what is business risk? Business risk refers to the probability of losses due to uncertainties or unexpected events which are beyond control. Or we can say business risk means a chance of incurring losses or less profit than expected. बिजनेस रिस्क क्या है? जहाँ पे लॉस के चांसेस होते हैं ड्यू टू अनसर्टेनिटीज, कुछ अनएक्सपेक्टेड इवेंट्स या अनसर्टेनिटीज की वजह से. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, डिमांड फॉर अ प्रोडक्ट में डिक्लाइन ड्यू टू चेंज इन टेस्ट और प्रेफरेंस ऑफ द कस्टमर्स और ड्यू टू चेंज इन फैशन एक्सेट्रा. Now we will discuss the nature of business risk. So the first is business risk arises due to uncertainties. Now what is uncertainties? Uncertainties mean when you are not sure what is going to happen in future. For example, change in demand, government policy, technology, all these are example of uncertainties. Next is risk is an essential part of every business. As we know, no business can avoid risk, although the degree of risk may vary, but risk can be reduced but it cannot be eliminated. Next is degree of risk depends upon the nature and size of business. For example, a business operating at large scale bears more risk as compared to small scale business houses. Last is profit is the reward for bearing the risk. See, the businessman earn profit because they bear risk. If there is no risk, there will be no gain. So an entrepreneur bears risk with the expectations of earning profit. So we have learned classification of commerce and business risk in this session. We will continue with the remaining topics in the next session. So that's all for today. Thank you.